All right, so today's video, we're going to be watching a Diamond 5 DPS on Xbox, playing Sojourn. And they say, hello, I don't think I deserve this rank at all. As much as I want to be, with my goal to be in Masters, I don't think I'm nowhere near that anytime soon. I was on a 6-game loss streak before this game, coming across healers that don't heal, tanks that don't know how to frontline, and even Smurfs who were champion the season before, or a consistent GM player. So you could understand the mental state I was in while playing that game. In this game, I had the mentality that we were going to lose once again, so I went Sojourn, a character for me, has one of the lowest win rates out of my DPS, but also because I wanted to try her out since I was getting destroyed by Sojourn in the past previous games. I'm going to stop right there for a second, okay? I want to stop right there for a second. One, if you're in all of those games, right, that's a consistent thing happening. So the point I'm going to make here is you did a lot of like, oh, like, tanks weren't doing this and supports weren't healing me, etc. But like, you got to like, there's an approach here where I read the statement here where you says that you were going to lose once again, so you went Sojourn. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it feels like one of those things where during that loss streak, if you're going in with this like mindset that you're going to lose every single game, like I feel like everything's going to tilt you. Like no matter what happens, like you're not going to see like any of like the plays of like that your tanks are actually getting you space. You're just so tilted that you're going to lose. You already think you're going to lose the game. So I don't know. I just want to point that out that loss streaks happen in Overwatch. They just happen. Like I have had games where I lose 10 in a row and then the next day I win 15 in a row. It just happens sometimes. I've had days in Overwatch playing lights out. I'm talking like I don't miss. I'm getting max, 25,000 damage on Sigma a game. Pretty high damage number for Sigma, right? Can't win a game. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it's just an ultimate doesn't go your way. A team fight doesn't go your way. You just sometimes lose games. But it doesn't mean that you're like, not deserving of your rank or bad or should go in think you're going to lose every game. That's why I always say one game at a time. Sorry, I had to like stop halfway through because I was reading that and I'm like, wait a second. Remember, one game at a time. I'm telling you, when you start to get that going there, it gets a lot easier with that stuff. You said, I want to improve so badly, but I feel like I'm truly at my potential with the setup I'm playing on, a 10-year-old Xbox One on a TV that struggles to play in 60 FPS and 120 ping because you're in a loft. Okay, I can understand that aspect. I can't believe Xbox One's been around for that long now that I think about it. Holy crap. Besides the excuses, I want to break those limits and truly be a better player with your help and advice. Thank you. I enjoy your videos. Keep in mind, as to what I was saying, try to go in with a mindset of like one game at a time rather than I'm going to lose this game, I'm on a loss streak. I'm telling you, like, loss streaks happen. Also, on the flip side of that, I've had games where bad aim day for me. Not my best gameplay. Playing a little bit more, too aggro at times. Win every single game. It doesn't matter what's happening. Not playing as well, then I win every single game, and it's like, what? But like that just happens sometimes. So, all right. I'm fine with your position now. Like, technically, you could go on the high ground, but like, if you don't want to, you don't have to. I think this is my first time seeing like the new aim assist too. I know that sounds weird, but like, I just haven't watched I don't remember the last time I saw a console one. So like, I know I haven't seen much since the aim assist update. Maybe I have, and I just realized it. I don't know the difference, but this is better position, and so far fine. I mean, outside of being a little bit too aggro on the front side of the cart, you're good. In that situation, just so you know, like, don't be afraid to just like hide when you get low over here and then slide away at a random time. I know there's a chance you get Ashe dynamited, but like, I think that Ashe is just afraid of you in that situation as you are of the Ashe. I think you'll be fine there. But just a little bit of a note, try to like know your cover and then just wait a second. Obviously getting picked off right there early on, you and your Ashe is not going to be a good start. So, again, going back to what you were saying about how like your teammates weren't doing this, weren't doing that. Imagine like, to give you an idea, like, I think this is a good way to pause this because sometimes that mindset that you were talking about can happen. So like, what would happen if you're playing tank in this situation and both of your DPS die immediately on Havana on a sniper map, a dominant sniper map? Like, is your tank just gonna be like, all right, I'm done. That's it. Snipers can't snipe. You know what I mean? So see, like, that's why I'm saying like one game at a time, going with a different mindset and try that because it can help a ton. Because like, keep in mind, this is a map where snipers are dominant, right? Nice shot there on the soldier. Good play. Good play by your Ashe. I love how I say that snipers don't snipe and the sniper snipe. So far, doing some damage. All right, good job getting the ult out. Look for that Ashe top right. That should be your target priority right now. Good play. So, Chad, the reason why you want to go for the target priority of the Ashe is because the Ashe is causing a lot of the off angle. Now, obviously, like, the kill didn't quite happen the way that it should there, but I think putting the pressure on the Ashe actually helps your team. Unfortunately, you do lose your tank there, but overall, I think this is a kind of like a normal Havana first point. If you lose the first team fight, you lose map control, and then to retake it, you need to be able to clear out their snipers, and if you don't, you lose the team fight. That's Havana. It's usually how it goes, right? You weren't able to clear out the sniper, and now you reset. That's it. That's an Arnie tail? Oh, hi Arnie. I didn't even know he was up there. Yeah, he went up there. Obviously, you're in that snowball phase. You got rolled, but not the strongest start. But again, like, Havana has that happen sometimes if you don't win the initial, like, first team fight and not build the ultimates in time. On this approach, I want you to think about what happened earlier when you got the Zenyatta ultimate. It means you kind of have a free Sojourn ultimate, so as long as you hit your shots, you could stop this snowball. But your teammates just fell over right there, right? Now, normally, if you have the set-in that allows you to know when your teammates are going down, it's a little bit easier to react to this, so I always suggest if you don't have that set-in, I just show people, I haven't reminded people in a while, you go to Options, Sound, on the bottom, you can do Play Sound when teammate eliminated, and Play Sound when enemy eliminated. I don't do the enemy eliminated one, just because I usually have a good idea on that one, but the teammate eliminated one is really good for knowing not to use an ultimate. Again, I don't know if you have that option available, but for anybody watching the video, maybe not have that option. It's really good to have to like prevent using your ult at the wrong time. In this situation, I would have heard 2 teammates go down. I would say probably not going to go for this kill unless I see somebody else like really go for something. So I would back up and then reset. If you go up here aggressively, you can keep getting snowballed. So I just want you to be careful of that. Let's see what happens. Thankfully, their Soldier's a little bit out of position sometimes. Free kill. You could ult this now. Remember, they don't have Zen ult yet. So, like, there is a time in where you take advantage of the idea that they don't have that ult. Nice shot. I would have done that way sooner. Do you see, like, so, like, let's go back to what you're talking about here. Because, like, you know, mentioning that your healers aren't healing and your tanks aren't. But, like, here you have a full opportunity as a DPS to take over this game. Right here, right now. And you just wait. You play very, 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 like, safe there, so you do a more reactive ultimate. Yes, you kill the Mercy, but like I felt like you could have used this ult sooner, and I think you would have probably killed 1 or 2 of them right away based off of the Zenyatta and the Soldier, and then honestly, it seemed like you were able to aim on the Mercy just fine. So it's like one of those things where you're just playing safe. It's almost like you don't want to make a play, and when you play not to make a play, it goes. I use a sports reference sometimes. Sometimes you'll watch a team play not to lose when they should be playing to win, and you're like, how does that make no sense? It's the same thing. Playing not to lose means you're playing very safe. Right? Playing to win means you're kind of keeping the pressure on that you've always been doing the whole time, right? So if you don't really apply that pressure the whole time and you play not to lose, that's how you lose games because you're playing so damn safe. And I just feel like at that point, once you got the kill, initially, if you pop your ultimate there, Mercy may not even be able to get the res off on the Soldier, and then now you have a numbers advantage, but you don't take advantage of that, and then here we are. So the aim's been fine. That's so far of what I've seen. And obviously, you know, that can always be a big thing, and I think the aim has been fine. Everything, it's the decision-making right now that I'm looking at. Okay, look for the Zen. All right, got the ult out. That's perfectly fine. Yep, you're doing the right thing of just waiting here. You could maybe take a left side angle, but yeah, that was the right play. You can't really get a kill, but you did force out Zenyatta ultimate. That's a victory in my opinion. So now you want to set up not to get snowballed. I want to reiterate again here on what like getting snowballed is in Overwatch. Like basically, when you win a team fight, okay, a lot of the times people just keep on blasting, right? People keep on battling no matter what the numbers are. But like if you just sit here and get rolled, like if you get rolled in this situation, you've now just lost another 30 seconds. You're like, instead of being able to like engage as a team, like around this corner and hold the cart, you're going to end up having to fight all the way back here because of the decision-making of your teammates dying up here. Now, again, I don't know if your teammates die, but like, I think sometimes people really like massively underestimate how much snowballing gets the cart pushed in these games. Because if you haven't noticed, a lot of people don't push carts. So sometimes like after those team fights slow down and you finally stop the snowball, it gets a lot easier to hold. But a lot of times teams just can't regroup ever, and then you just lose. So always try to be a player ready to regroup rather than just like always stay in there and put more pressure. And like, you're like, yeah, but like if I'm up here and I'm fine, keep in mind, if your teammates have to use 100 cooldowns on you, now they don't have those cooldowns when they need them. So always try to approach it as who's alive, where can I go, why am I going to this position? Now, I look at this right now, and I know you're down 2 teammates. They know you're down 2 teammates, okay? And they know they didn't get the spawn. So I just want you to be careful of staying here for too long. If you want to wait on your cooldown and slide out this way eventually, I'm okay with that. And this spot is okay if you have the numbers here. I'm just concerned that if your team gets snowballed here, you're going to keep losing the point. But we'll see. We'll see what you do, though. Good job sliding out. Good job. Okay. Good shot on the Zen. Nice pick. By the way, your aim's fine. Even with the setup you were mentioning, I haven't seen too much of a problem with your aim. Just so you know that, like, if you need the confidence to know that you can be in this rank, you are totally fine with your aim in this rank. From everything I've seen, that is not an issue for you. Okay? That is not an issue for you. Good play there. Obviously, you got aggressive into a soldier ultimate, so like, you know, this is a play that I actually don't mind that because you were going to lose that team fight anyway. In those situations, trades are important, so that trade was actually really good. Obviously, you could have played back and a little bit safer, but hey, I want you to be proactive. You were proactive there. Those trades can go a long way. Now you have a bit of an advantage in the ability to repay. So.
I'm on my game now.
Well, climbed up. Let's go. Love to hear it. Be careful taking the duel. Nice. Let your teammates clean that up. Good job. Go take a high ground control at one point if you want to. It's a pretty good angle from top right still, even though that was supposed to fix that. Nice shot on the Mercy. Aim is not an issue. Just so you know, your aim is fine. Unless I'm seeing something different, I think your aim is totally fine. Yep. Good job. And just looking at the scoreboard, I mean, 10 and 4, 6,100 damage. You know, if their soldier's been pocketed the whole time, hence the damage number. Like, that's solid. Yeah. It is. Loving the aggression. Good job. So, chat, like, that play there, it's going to sound weird, but, like, I don't even mind them, like, the player being aggressive there because I also want to kind of explain something here, too. And this is a good thing to kind of talk about. Like, you know how I always talk about play to, like, play to what your team is doing, right? You have a Doomfist on Havana, okay? So, like, you can't really just sit there the whole time as a team. So now, of course, could you have been, you know, yeah, with like the double slide perk, et cetera, like, could you have been a little bit safer in your approach? Yes, but you're playing at the pace of your team. I always talk about one of the really important things you can pick up on in ranked is always kind of like recognizing your team's play style and then adapting to that, right? Rather than trying to like force your own play style and then everybody else is playing differently. If you can adapt to those play styles, hey, listen, you got a Doom on Havana. I ain't gonna be doing what like a Sigma or like a Ramatra does in these situations. So being aggressive with your Doom up there, it makes sense. It's a little bit more all in, right? And I would have liked maybe a better approach on the angle, but I like you being aggressive. The proactiveness out of you is leading to good results. Trades right now are fine because the cart isn't at the choke yet. If it was at the choke, a little bit different. I wouldn't want that, but. Let me rephrase that about trades. You don't ever really want to trade in Overwatch, but like if you're gonna go down there, okay, let me rephrase that again. Trading in Overwatch is fine. You don't want to trade all the time and play to 1-to-1. That's basically what I'm getting at. You just don't want to do 1-to-1. One kill, one death, and just fall over every single time. But if you're gonna lose a team fight or your teammate gets aggressive, getting a kill on the way out of that is a really good play. So I wanted to explain that correctly because it makes sense to me, but yeah. Here's that top right spot I was talking about. Now, you can back away from the Reaper. Okay. So, thankfully your teammate healed you, but sometimes players have this response to do this, and I'm speaking from experience here, of the Reaper's teleporting up. Your first reaction at that point should be to teleport away, like to just slide away. Yeah, good way to put it. Yeah, avoid trades while up. If the fight is already lost, trades are usually good. That's a good way to explain it. Just to kind of point out here, though, like, you don't need to stand in front of the Reaper and stare at them. Straight up. You can go further back because the Reaper just used the teleport. So how are they going to get to you? The only other way they would get to you is by using their shift, but you've already properly disengaged. So I know you survived that, but if your teammate doesn't come back to heal you, you're falling over right there to that Reaper. And in my opinion, you should not fall over to a Reaper in that situation. Just back away, all right?
You are a glutton for punishment. Breaking them down.
You backing up? I still prefer the double side perk, but I also get this perk here if you like it. But
thanks for the help.
Okay.
Keep pushing. Stop that payload.
For it. Reaper bottom left. Okay. Yep. You don't need to over push the Reaper if you don't want to, but I mean, okay. You got the kill. Good job. Nice pick.
This ends now. You're done.
Now, do you want me to let you know if that was a good ult or a bad ult? That was a you're popping off ultimate and then you hit your button to keep it going. I would have saved your ultimate there if you were wondering. Once it was just the Mercy on point, you were fine. and then you do this. Okay, let's think about this. All right, let's stop for a second here. I wanted to let this kind of play out. Havana, are you ready for this? Once the cart's to here, you do not have to push past there at all. You actually literally don't. This is one of the toughest chokes to get through in all of like, one of the hardest chokes to get through in Overwatch right now. You don't need to push through over here. And on top of that, you just lost most of your team. Of course, you're not going to have numbers there, right? Your teammates are going to be coming back at the same pace that they are, right? You can kind of trade it out at the same time. So if you see a bunch of them in front of you, that means your teammates are still behind you. Now you just gave them a free kill, right? You can talk about all the stuff that your teammates are doing, this and that, over your loss streak, etc. But like plays like this is how you lose the point, right? You don't have the res that the other team has. Now I think there's an opportunity that your team still might just win this team fight anyway, right? Maybe you'll see like a Juno ultimate, but why put that up to chance, right? So at this choke, yeah, this choke is like really tough to get through. So just being really aggressive there, you're basically just giving them free kills. So we'll see though. And now your team's been snowballed since then, right? Look at that. You play aggressive. You fall over there. Their team feels no threat from like the damage that you output, and now they're about to cap the point. Maybe you'll get it somehow miraculously, but I don't think so. And there you go. Yep. And that right there is like, that right there are the little things that lead to losses that you can improve on, right? This is why I'm trying to say, like, you can just always focus on the things that you can control there. You can control not pushing past that choke. So you want to spend more time improving in that area than worrying about, like, if your tank didn't create enough space for you at the time. Like, that's the point I'm putting out here. Anyway, let's continue on. Basically, their team did not have to earn that third point. Your team gave it to them. Okay, let's do this. Oh, almost got the kill. Good idea, though. You're doing the right thing until... I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was tunnel visioned as you were there. I didn't even really realize the Cassidy was in your spawn running it down mid. So if I was tunneled there, I get it. I was tunneled on the same thing you were. I can't believe that Cassidy even did that. Like, if you're the Cassidy in that situation, that is a very bold play. That's a very bold play. Is it random reviews? I mean, it's a Spectating series. Yeah, we get submitted stuff all the time. Aim for the cast now. Worry about the cast. Now, okay, you got surprised by the cast once. Even though that Zen's right there, I want you to focus on killing this cast or at least pressuring him out. Cast. There you go. Now look for the Mercy afterwards. Look at that cast. Look at the cast. Look at the cast. The cast. Right there, to your right. The cast to your right. There you go. Okay. I mean, this is what I mean. Like, again, this target priority is getting a little bit rough, right? Like, you have a Cassidy. Okay, first time, I get it. Even I was tunneled on the Zenyatta back right. Cassidy just is running in front of your whole team. Didn't even have a pocket half the time, and no one's even shooting at the Cassidy. Then you just go to the Ramatra, kill the Cassidy here, because at that point, you remove pressure from your tank and the rest of your team, and then now it gets a lot easier, right? The Mercy's not going to be able to get that res. If the Mercy does, that's miraculous at that point. So, like, target priority, right? Target priority. You got to be on that Cassidy. All right? First time I understood. Second time... like, you started looking at him and you just ignored him again. They should have had a pocket. I don't think the pocket would have made a difference there. I think that they were so out of position. Okay. I cannot believe that res got off. Wow. I guess there was a miraculous res waiting to happen. Top right's an Ashe now, so target priority should be on the Ashe for a second. Just because your team is going to be able to deal with that. Look to the Ashe. Good job. Good play. I was afraid you were going to get stuck on that Ramatra for a while, because if you leave that Ashe alone, that's how you end up losing a team fight. So, good cleanup. Now set up. Set up to, like, a good retake angle. I'm okay with this. This is fine. Just be wary of your stairs. So, in this situation, do you have to worry about right here? Nope. Do you have to worry about right here? Nope. You have to worry about right here. So just make sure that nobody flanks you for the time being. Let the team fight break out a little bit and get the kills. All right? Just putting that out there. Because you could, in theory, get flanked right now if someone goes up those stairs. There you go. All right, well, heck that up a little bit, but, you know, it's fine. Now, remember, that cast probably won't disappear from that area. So, that was not clean, but, I mean, hey, you create a space, so. Wow, that's a bold out there. Thankfully, their Cassidy does not want to touch the cart, and your teammates get the point. That was a weird team fight. That was weird. Yeah. What was the question on that one? You're like, is it... I'll read that again about, like, you talk about, like, ultimate decisions? I might have missed the question in chat. Okay, you know the Cassidy's still on high ground, so what you can do is either isolate one of their DPS if you see him, or basically have your teammates clear the high ground, right? It might have to be you. Okay, you see the Cass. Kill the Cass. Kill the Cass. Kill the Cass. Nice job. They're going to go for the res right away. We've kind of figured that part out. Ramatra gets some space. Now you regroup. That Cass, I mean, that Cass keeps doing that. That's the whole play style. Thankfully, you find a kill on Zen. Now wait. There you go. Okay, now you can go up. Try to take a different angle here. Okay, I think this could work. It's not, you're not going to see anybody. I hear Cass too, run into your teammate. Okay, now you're lost again. Okay. Okay, now you're not lost. Now you are.
Dodge this.
Okay, now you're back here. Okay. What was any of that? You just ran in circles. Indecisiveness. I want to bring it back to what I was talking about. How I want to reiterate this to you. Your aim is good. Your aim is fine. You can be in this rank. Okay, I'm telling you this right now. You got to pick up the decisiveness. That's where you're losing games. That's probably where the loss streak goes. Is I always talk about this. When you start to climb more, you need to become more of a playmaker, right? And playmaker is being a little bit more proactive and being more consistently in team fights. If your whole team fight is to run in circles, right, and pretty much just do nothing, you're not going to help your team. Like, look at their Cassidy. I know their Cassidy's position is not good. I would not recommend that Cassidy play style. But look at like what's happening right now to your team. This is a player going around being proactive, has a bit of a pocket at times, shredding your team. And meanwhile, while that's happening, you're running in circles on the high ground. It's just decisiveness at that point. You just got to be a little bit more of like kind of just going for the play, and then you learn from those mistakes, and then you clean it up. All right, let's watch.
Railgun charged.
So now you're here again. Like think about that whole sequence of you just kind of sitting here. Okay? I'm okay with you waiting for the cast. At this point, you might as well commit to it, right? Now, Mercy gonna go for that res. You know it. Nice. There you go. Playmaker. See? There you go. That's a playmaking play. To your left. To your left. To your left. The bomb came from there. Yes. You got the right idea. There you go. A little bit of a note. I'm against Ash Chat. If you have a health pack nearby, you pretty much win that duel. If anybody doesn't know this, health packs cleanse the ash burn, just so you know. All right? It clears the ash burn, so the moment they threw the dynamite on you, they thought you had you, but then you went over the health pack and it gets rid of the ash burn. Before, if anybody was asked this, no, it doesn't cleanse on a grenade or anything like that, but it does cleanse, like, I think it cleanses like Junker Queen bleeds too. Like, not the purple, but like the like things like that. So just to kind of point that out, you pretty much win that duel the moment you have the health pack control. Because, like, unless the Ash hits some, like, sick headshot. Not Malga burn, though? Yeah, maybe, like, I wonder if it's just inconsistent. They've had some, like, inconsistency sometimes where, like, they just don't have it set for that, and then they eventually fix it. I mean, that actually happened with Ash Dynamite for a little bit, I think, where, like, it wasn't cleansing again. So, like, I think sometimes those things just break, so. But I haven't tested the Malga one. Yeah, I don't know what it does to hinder either. If you like walk over a health pack with like hinder and stuff, but yeah, either way, one thing I can guarantee you is that Ash Dynamite gets cleansed from the health packs. Love it. See, that's aggression. That is aggression right there. Now, I again think you're a little bit too, what's the best way to put this? Your timings are slightly off, but I like you being aggressive on the Cassidy. Obviously, like, you want your team to be more engaged there, but this is what I meant. Like, if you make a proactive play, you're going to learn from your mistakes. What you learn from that, your timing was off, right? So next time, try to go at the Cassidy without the ultimate, and then if they go to save their Cassidy, pop your ultimate then. That was kind of like the problem you ran into there, so you got to be a little bit careful in that situation. But I like that you're being proactive, okay? They shouldn't be able to res that Cassidy. I think the Mercy's gonna try, right? But like that set your team up for a play. You know, crouching. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how like easy it is to do that on controller. So nice pick by your teammate. And again, we'll see what happens. Ash is on point. That's your target priority. Good job. Look for the Cassidy next. You can go for Ramatra for a second. Yeah. Chad, if you're wondering why they stood still, I think actually resetting sometimes is the correct play there. Like, you don't want to like stagger yourself for too long. You don't want to sit there and do this and that. Like, that was the correct play.
Might have to adjust my approach.
All right, here we go. Ooh, nice. Yeah, Mercy gonna get the res. Mercy just goes for it every time. Okay. Target priority. Good job getting him away there. Good AoE there. I'd look for the Zenyatta next to force out Zenyatta ultimate. But, oh wait, cast free kill. Nice kill. Ash to your left, you get a free kill. Okay, either way, you've done what you're supposed to do here. Yes, this is perfect. Yeah, you have a free kill on Zen, probably. Nope. I want you to remember one thing, like, they know where you're going to be at, so just make sure you don't have that angle taken away. Like, as in, like, make sure you're not in that angle. I would have tried to play a little bit safer there. I mean, like, what angle would I take here? I'm trying to think. If I'm playing Sojourn, I'm doing this, I'm probably going to end up going this way eventually and rotate over because I know they're going to funnel this way. Could be a hindsight call, though, but either way, I think you were just there a little bit too long while waiting on everybody there. I think you could have helped a little bit this way. So try the rotation a little bit quicker. But that is a tough call, though. The top of Boiler could be a good play, maybe, but I think the same thing could happen of getting like double two-shot by like a Pocket of Ash or Cass. So that's my concern.
I'll have to find a better way to engage.
All right, teammates getting picks. Ooh, High Noon. Ooh, a High Noon gets 2 kills. Okay, your teammates should win that team fight, and it's about to be overtime spawn. So, they didn't get the overtime spawn, but I think you just win the team fight. I don't think they can cap. I think you're good. All right, cool. On to third point. Really spamming that angle, aren't you? Okay. Yep. Chad, if you ever see them slide like that, it's so they get energy, just so you know. I know some of the slides seem weird. It's because, like, they take the perk that when you slide, you get, like, the energy for that, so they will slide into a wall just to get that, in case you were wondering. So if you ever some of the slides seem off, it's because of the perk. I think the double slide perk is the more suggested one, just because of survivability. I like uptime a little bit more than, like, you know, having a little bit extra there, but... Ooh, that should have hit. I feel like it should have hit. You never notice the weapon gets more blue when... Yeah. The more, like, energy you have, whatever you call it with Sojourn, the more it lights up. Yep, it's an easy way to tell that you have kind of a shot. There you go. Just kill the Bob. Good job. Okay, so now you want to set up. Okay, remember what I talked about earlier with the choke? I really think your team needs to push past this choke. I'm going to give a whole, like, suggestion here to people on this map. So, like, even no matter what, if you keep 3, and a lot of this is the best way to kind of dictate how to play this. Let me ask you this question, chat. If you keep 3 on cart, will that cart cap without any contestant, like anything from the other team? Like, if you keep 3 on cart right now, will you cap that point from this point right here? No, you wouldn't. So the point I'm making here is I'm trying to give people like this decision making here on this one. You need to push past and deny the chokes. Think about this, okay? This is one of the hardest chokes to get through in all of Overwatch, right? Even with these extra doorways, they were a nice addition. I don't mind them. I did like they added them, but it's still going to be tough, right? Yeah, exactly. The cart may not even get through the full choke. So rather than just like sit back, you want to go up here and deny these doors. Look at this. Small doorway, small doorway. This is your opportunity to take map control, to basically say like, hey, like we're not going to let you out of these doors. And that's how you win the Havana on third point, is by doing that. Now, is there a chance they sit on cart and they win the team fight, etc.? Of course, right? That can happen. It happens all the time. But if you really want to solidify your chances of winning the attack point through this choke, you need to take that choke away from them by going through and having your teammates set up, leave one on cart. Preferably, if you wanted to know, leave your Ana on cart and maybe even your Life Weaver to save you. But like the idea is like, actually, Life Weaver can go up with you. You can just basically pedal up top over here with Life Weaver and take map control. See? Now you control this doorway. This doorway can be seen from the cart area from everybody here. And now you're in a much better spot. But if you don't do that, there's an easier retake for them. I want to point out, if you're in this situation, say you're in a stack with a bunch of friends, get past that choke, leave one on cart. Again, obviously that's not going to quite happen, but it's okay to talk about the theory of it, right? You're getting a little bit aggressive, but your team's already giving them the space. So you already lost that ability to deny their space. You're pushing up a little bit. Arissa's doing it now, but it's a little bit late, right? You see that? Like, everything happened late here. All right. Started blasting right there, in case you're wondering, your slide hecked up because of the vortex on the ground. Pop your ultimate. You can't save it for next round. Pop your ult. Pop your ult. Pop your ultimate. Let's get that ultimate going. There you go. Huh? Okay. Don't surprise you wait on your ultimate. And your teammates win it in overtime. See how much more difficult that was, chat, than just denying the choke? You know what I mean? Like, do you see how, like, harder that was of a play than just shooting at them in a small doorway and not letting them out? Like, it became so much more difficult than it should have been. is all I'm kind of getting at there. Like, way more difficult. So, anyway, kept the round going. As an older man, how do I feel about Lucio? Your age has nothing to do with Lucio. I just want an excuse to call you old. I didn't even do anything. I'm just over here helping out some, spectatings, doing all this. All right? I didn't even do anything. I'm just over here. Okay? Is it his team won't come up with him though? Yes, but one thing I do want to say is like sometimes I'll talk about these things that happen in game, but I need to I'm letting the overall player base know about that, right? The more I talk about those type of plays happening, maybe there's a chance it happens more. It doesn't mean I'm telling them individually to run up there 1v5, but as a team, you can deny that space. Did I prefer the term experience? No. I don't know. Listen, chat, okay? I still got it, all right? We're about to hit 10 years playing Overwatch, okay? Here we go.
Just what I was looking for.
I mean, listen, that Cassidy did this last time. I can't be. No, don't do it. Run away. Other way. Okay, do not do that. Okay, listen. First time I talked about last time. You get caught by surprise. Okay, it happens, but don't run right at them again. Like, there's no point to do that. Trust me. Just back away at that point. Otherwise, you're just gonna get rezzed and you're gonna fall over. Wow, you know what? I talked about being proactive. Like, believe it or not, chat, like, that was a little bit of a rough sequence there, but it did the job. They all looked at you. You got kills. I wouldn't recommend consistently running into their team like that. But like, it worked, so I'm not gonna be mad. You were proactive and you got some kills, so it's better than just standing there and running in circles on the high ground of the middle of the first point over there, right? Now, remember when that Ashe was on the high ground top left? I want you to go establish that position in this time. Don't push up too aggressively last time, because like sometimes you get picked off a little bit early. Go on that top left part where the Ashe was before. You notice how you've put yourself in a weird spot now and like you've kind of forced yourself into a really rough 1v1? That's what I mean. Like, why not just go set up here, right? Remember when you were struggling against that Ashe up here? Look at their comp. They have a Reaper now. Like, the only person who can do anything is Ashe. Why force a really rough 1v1 here and then force your Mercy out of position too? I hate to break it to you, but sometimes, believe it or not, you're the one that will force your Mercy out of position, right? Because like at a certain point, your Mercy's like, okay, like I need to go and help my teammate and like pocket them because like that's going to give value to our team. And then you're bringing your Mercy over here, right? Sometimes your positioning can get both of you killed in that situation, right? Because your Mercy feels obligated to be there. Now, obviously the Mercy can make the decision not to go there, but like you're going to try to help your teammate there. Go to the safer spot. They're in overtime and have to retake. You're going to win this team fight if you play it like safe, right? Not safe as in like, don't shoot at them and hide and run around in circles up here, but like, go here. You have cover. Here, you're spinning in circles. They can see you from every angle. Anyway, back to this. I'm on fire. And you lose the team fight. So basically, you just gave them free kills. That's it. Free kills. All right, throw in the thing at the door. The pottery, it's okay. Listen, it's all fun and games to me, you know? I'm not really a fan of the staying in front of like the hog, but like, oh no, okay. I just don't like the team fight happening here in general, so that's like where I'm less like, it's working, but like, I just don't like, okay, get away. Yep, nice shot on the Mercy, now back away. Okay, you backed away, I'm happy. Woo, that was wild. That was a wild team fight. That's just one of those like, good luck everybody and have fun. But you know what though? The flip side of that, I always talk about go at the pace of your team. You did that. Your team went together in there, you did something as a unit, and you won the team fight, so it works. Sometimes it's better to have 5 people doing one thing that may not be the most optimal play than to have 2 people doing the optimal play and 3 people doing a bad play. So this is ambitious, but it can work actually, believe it or not. Because, no, you gave it up. Oh, I'm surprised. I actually liked what you were doing because you're going to create a huge aggressive off angle. Oh, I feel like you outplayed yourself here. I mean, look at, oh man. Oh, you outplayed yourself there. Like, like this angle's so good because look what the card is. So now when they come out here, like you actually were in a really cool spot. They can't really kill you and you have ults. Yes, they can flip the map on you, but like your teammates can flip the map too. I thought you were in a good spot at that point. Now, would I have gone there initially? Absolutely not. If you're asking me, would I have gone here as Sojourn from the get-go? No. But once you were there, take advantage of that spot. They weren't going to kill you. All 5 of them were in front of you. If one flanks you in a 1v1, well, that's a little bit unlucky, but maybe that goes in your favor. But like at that point, take advantage of that. They have to go here. So instead, you kind of force your teammates to go try and save you the whole time. You got a kill on Reaper, yes, but then you end up getting killed, and now like I don't even think your teammates can res you. We'll see what happens though. Maybe your Mercy ends up surviving or something, but yep. Looks like your teammates are actually picking up the kills. I also want to do one thing. I just want to look at the scoreboard. So just to reiterate again here, something that you said is you don't think you deserve to be in this rank. Dude, you're 48 and 17. You know, could have minimized on the deaths a little bit. This is a solid scoreline for your rank, right? Obviously, it's a high death count game to begin with. This is solid. Like, you're not having a bad game. Your decision making is a little bit off, and you just need to improve on that. Which is why I've been giving you a lot of like, try this, try that. Like, this is a little bit of a better approach. Okay, so there you go. So your teammates win the game. Right there at the end, you got the win. That wasn't a bad game. Like truthfully, listen, your aim is just fine. I think your aim is definitely at the level. I've watched, you know, good amount of like reviews at this rank. Your aim is fine. Your aim is not an issue. So like your thing of like, oh, I don't deserve to be in the rank, etc. Aim-wise, absolutely. Your number one issue is your decision making. A lot of the time, you're just either really indecisive. You make a good play and then second guess it. So like a lot of what you need to do is start to focus on being a little bit more proactive. Now, proactive is not going into their spawn. It's about taking angles that will prevent their team from having good results, right? This goes back to this point. This even though this is a safer play, this is an aggressive, proactive angle that helps your team on those retakes. Going here is not going to help your team most of the time because there's 1, 2, 3 ways they can all see you, right? Without your teammates being able to help you for the most part, right? So like, why not go to a spot up here? Now, I know this is circling back to that earlier part in the game, but that's where your problem is. So I want you to start to think about more of, okay, I'm going to this part of the map. This is why we're denying the space. You do that more, you're going to be in a good spot, okay? The next step, you were always talking about, oh, my tank doesn't do this, my supports don't do that. You try not to focus on that. Focus on these areas of improvement, and you're going to climb no matter what. And last but not least, are you ready for this? And this is for everybody in Overwatch. Loss streaks happen. It does not mean you're bad. It does not mean you don't deserve the rank. They just happen sometimes. I went 6-1 yesterday. I think by the end of the day, I was 9-14. Okay? And the first thing I did was blame my teammates. No, I'm obviously it was on me. I didn't play as well as I could have. I needed to play better, and that it happens. Today, I'll probably have a good day of games. Okay? It just happens. So remember that. Try one game at a time. One game at a time. For every time I go 2-15, I end up evening it out at the very least. Okay? One game at a time. All right? You got this. You absolutely got this. Like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. You want to submit your own? My Discord's where you do that. That's pretty much where you submit any of my stuff for the videos. And oh yeah, also we have a video on the side or something. Click it. They're good ones right here. You'll see it. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day / night.